My friend, hello, Mr. Gracer. How the bloody hell are you, friend?
I'm on the tail end of a horrible little flu / sickness, thanks to our Kiwi visitors, I believe.
Yes.
Finally starting to
you can blame
leave
me.
the body.
You can blame me because I was sick basically the whole week after I got back. I put it down to, I'm just going to turn down my microphone a little bit. I'm peeking as. I seriously think, so just for hello chat, hello everybody, welcome to 2Beards1Up, The Hangover, episode 7. I would like to preface this. We had a little bit of a surprise for a good friend of ours over the 2 weekends ago. 2 weekends ago. Oh, it was you. I'll be right back. Take the reins.
So Frosty is going to go rectify a fashion faux pas that he has committed. Yes, I had a birthday on the week just gone, and the week end prior to that birthday, Frosthammer, BC Guy Next Door, Blue Sin, and their lovely partners came over to surprise me. And one of the things that we had part of our birthday celebrations, amongst various cakes and all that, and also big shout out to the captain, my lovely wife, for putting the whole thing on for us. Amongst the cakes and booze and barbecues, and for some reason midwinter dips in the pool, BC Guy Next Door surprised the Broforce with these. I don't know if you can see that, if it's
see that
blurry or not.
See that? Yeah. Had that on the whole time.
Had it on the whole time.
Had it on.
You had to leave for completely unrelated
I fell
reasons.
up the stairs. I ran because I needed the ring, and I fell up the stairs. Where did we get to?
I've actually managed to tell the entire story, so that's good.
Oh, okay.
That's very, very, very good.
Didn't even want to. But you told the story of how the rings were presented?
I did. No, not how they were presented, just that they were presented.
Just how they were presented. Oh, fucking, I'm so unfit.
Cardio is hardio.
Cardio sucks, man. If there's anything, see, I'm into fitness. I like to do a cheeky, hour or so workout every day. It's part of my routine. None of it.
Mm-hmm.
None of it involves leg motion whilst vertical. All of it. Oh,
You should, eh? You know that you should do like a little bit of.
Maybe I need to do that and a bit of stability training, not to fall upstairs.
Just a little bit of cardio, just to kind of to help.
Just to do the stair
if you
machine.
need to say do a dash to get your Broforce ring because you left it off your finger.
I'm a fool.
For some
It's
reason.
never going to be away from my computer area anymore. It won't be away from that. It was up. Okay, so preface for this. So recently, because myself and my lovely partner Killer Hannah, mod shout out Killer Hannah, in the chat if you know how to spell her username, we used to share a stream room. That complicated things a little bit because I didn't have much room for putting all my weird shit in the room. And she didn't have much room for her big desk and all of her creative goodies and stuff like that. And also, I'm very loud. So, in the back of her streams, she usually heard me whilst I'm chilling in a Discord that yells profanities at video games. And so that was cool. She claims she didn't care. But I have a sneaking suspicion.
But we could see the disappointment in her face.
You could. And thanks for the shout out there. And so I've moved all of my stuff downstairs. And I don't know how I can show this. I'll post a picture in the Discord and maybe Photoshop my pile of shame off the other table because there's a lot of cables, dude. There's
leave your pile of shame where it is.
There's Clover cables, network cables, USB cables.
Don't you keep all your unused cables in multiple boxes around your house like I do?
Yes, and and on my desk. They're fucking everywhere. They are legitimately everywhere. Editor is going to put, if I can put my hand the right way, a little photo of it right up there from Hannah. I did make a mess of that bag of cables that I had tidied before, so it's my fault they're everywhere since I keep stealing them. Look, all I'm saying is that if you put cables in boxes, you forget about them. E.g., my box of Cat 5 cables up in my cupboard. And if you have your cables scattered across a desk, There we go. Box of shame. He's got a box of shame too. We all, another box of shame. Secondary shame. We all have boxes of shame and disappointment in ourselves.
I've got about 5 boxes of shame, to be honest. I got a big one under my desk here. I've got a couple in my wardrobe. Plus, I got a whole shelf of like busted old musical equipment.
Do you want to see my biggest pile of shame that is its own pile and its own shame?
Yes.
Okay.
Very much so.
Okay.
Oh, he's going to leave. He's going to make a dramatic entrance with his box of shame. This is exciting. Does anyone want to take a guess what the shame is? Because I'm going to say it's anime and manga. Nope. That's a Mac.
That's a Mac. And for some reason, I couldn't resist buying it for $100. There's a little sneak peek at how we set up our chat, because you can see it in the reflection. I've turned this on twice.
As you can see, the wheels have fallen off already. Now we're starting to divulge just random shit lying around our house.
I've turned it on twice because originally it was going to be my editing computer. Turns out, old enough, doesn't run any of the software that I want to use. So now I got to find...
Old enough to be your editing computer's father.
Yeah, straight up. It's not hip and red, and it's unable to run DaVinci, which is quite upsetting. It can
Can't
run...
you just get like a version of Premiere or something?
No, I don't want Premiere, though.
We have one of those, actually, that I acquired from work.
A version of Premiere.
No.
God damn it, Gray's work. Ousting.
IMAX.
Yeah.
And we use it for our recording computer down in the practice space. So we've got an interface running into, so we're
Actually,
all cabled up.
I did see that when I went
did you go to our space, did you?
I did, because when we were on the way to go surprise you, we had to stop in and was it when we were going there? We had to stop in for something.
Was it a cake?
It was not a cake. I'm quite glad we did not keep one of the cakes in your practice space. That would have been very warm.
So warm.
I would also like to take a moment of seeing Gray's practice space to steal this for my own story, even though I came up with none of it. So, musicians in the chat, you will be familiar with what a rack unit is, and you will be... Yeah, he knows.
You met Pam.
Yeah, I met Pam. So originally, starting out, you start with a bit of a smaller unit, and it's a small rack, so they called it Kira. Now they've upgraded to quite a large rack, that they now call Pam. And I find that
audio monitoring.
Personal audio
it's not a
monitoring.
Name.
No, it is.
Personal audio monitoring.
You know exactly what you're doing. Yeah, no, we know exactly what you're doing. And I find that fucking hilarious. Like, I find that unbearably funny. You can't see it in my face because I show zero emotion until I laugh like a weird seal.
Like an actual psychopath.
Like an actual psychopath. And yeah, I find that incredibly funny. It's a nice space though.
I actually we got the idea from another band who we learned.
Oh, it's all stolen.
Well, no, because they had a rig like that called Rosie. Because a whole lot of Rosie, the AC/DC song.
Right. Yeah.
And their rack was much larger than ours.
But
you would have seen Pam. We brought Pam to New Zealand with us.
You did.
Last time we were there.
You did bring Pam though, but because this is more recent in my memory, it's funnier.
Just moving on from the obvious innuendo there, anyone who's touring should make themselves up a rack like that.
Absolutely
do
so.
Monitoring an absolute dream.
Well, we're currently in the process, or were in the process before things got a bit of a flip around with Empire. We were in the process of making our own rack system. I kind of refuse to do it now with our current in-ears because I want to get a stereo in-ear system before even bothering to make the rack, because the monitoring for the one that we currently have is just dog shit. Because it's all mono.
Just a new interface? Isn't that just a new mixer to get you stereo?
No, because the system itself is mono. Like the in-ear system itself is mono. Yeah.
Really?
Actually, I have a story for you. I got very upset with this microphone recently, and it wasn't even the microphone's fault. It was very much mine. So once we moved down, so I didn't account or think about different room sizes probably making an SM7B sound much different. And so I had the same setup. I got into Discord right after I set everything up. Glorious mod here, Bob Jenkins, was like, whoa, oh, what microphone are you using? And I was like, I'm using the same one that I always use. And he's like, what? It sounds like you're on a phone call. I was really confused because it didn't sound any differently from my live monitoring. And I sat there for like a half hour fucking around with settings, going through different presets, changing the compressor, the threshold and stuff like that.
One of the switches?
No. So I walked away for a wee bit to go have some food, sat back down. And he's like, oh, that sounds way better. What have you done? And I realized it was because usually in the other room, I'd have the mic about an inch further away. But when I brought it closer to my face, he was like, oh, you sound normal again. So 1 inch is actually quite a difference, chaps.
Finally, confirmation that 1 inch makes all the difference.
It does make all the difference.
Just out of curiosity, if I do this, does that make everything come down the center?
No, you're just much more like... You got more sack.
Okay, so is this right now? Is this more or less sack than I should have?
No. It's a fine amount of sack. Like yeah.
Or is this better? Is this a better?
This is fine. I like this. This is
okay,
like
good with this. Okay,
you know, firmly testicled. That's it's fine. Hannah, don't look at me like that.
Firmly testicle.
Firmly testicled. It's just weird that it's
Jesus.
like in the right, and it's lost that kind of saturation in the middle, but you know, tis what it is at this stage.
We can survive, man. We can just power on.
I'll fix it in post. Okay, well, now that we've gotten our pleasantries out of the way, I would like to report that it's been a fucking slow news week as far as gaming
sure
goes.
Has.
And generally, I'm brimming from the asshole about like how much stuff I can talk about, how much shit will flow from the metaphorical. You get the point. I posed a question in the Discord prior to tonight about video game worlds, because we all love a good video game world. And the first one, I would actually like to ask this first. What video game world would you most like to live in? It's nice, it's comfortable, all that. Which one do you love most, and what would be comfortable living in?
That's a tough question, because I kind of went down the rabbit hole with this. Definitely not The Sims, Daz. Definitely not The Sims. Because all I know is at some point randomly during the day, some godlike character is going to trap me into a room and I'm going to starve to death.
I've recently been like thinking about that because I've been forgetting a lot of things whilst I'm doing it. Somebody's just cancelled my action. That's what that is.
I've tried to improve my life. Cancelled action. Yeah, well, as someone who's trying to buy a home at the moment, I definitely feel like that.
Except you know who it is. It's the bank and Australia.
Yeah, I feel like I don't have enough XP. I've got to level up before I can do it.
You got to do some grinding, dude. You got to kill 6,573,000,000,000 boars.
Surely I can just kill several hundred capitalists and then
this is not financial advice from 2Beards1Up.
Financial, nor legal advice.
Nor legal advice.
So in terms of like the best worlds, right? So I've got a couple of worlds that I really like in terms of like, these are fucking cool worlds. I wouldn't want to live in any of them. There's very few video game worlds that I would actually want to live in. The only one I could really think of top of mind would be Lupus Empire. Now the Lupus Empire exists in 3 games, or 2 for now. The third one's coming out in a week or so, called Cat Quest. Cat Quest 1, it's great. It's like a little kind of ARPG looter. You play a cat. You're in the Lupus Empire and it's populated by other cats. Everything is a pun. So, you know, a perfect combo is a perfect combo. That sort of thing.
Adorable. Yes.
It's fantastic. Part 2 was a co-op, was a local co-op game where one player was a dog, one player was a cat, and the dogs and cats were at war with each other, but like a kind of peaceful war.
Was this like a Romeo and Juliet story?
No,
okay.
Nothing like that.
Oh, okay.
Just trying to make sure that cats and dogs got along.
Oh, okay. Adorable.
Anyway, the captain and I played the shit out of it, and it was ridiculously fun. And then the third one comes out next week, and you get to be a pirate cat. So, very excited about that. But
okay.
Yeah, I think the Lupus Empire would be, because it's always sunny, lots of greenery, cats and dogs everywhere, no people. Pretty perfect, to be honest.
Because you're a pirate cat, are you still burying treasure, or are you just burying your shit?
Well, you got to bury the shit on top of the buried treasure. so that you know how to get back to your treasure.
Woods away.
Bones as well.
The
You
woods
gotta
away.
bury your bone on top of the thing, so you can get back to your bone. Therefore, get back to your treasure.
Oh, excellent. Bob Jenkins says, iRacing, please. Does that count? Well, does that count? Because it is our world, technically.
Okay, so that raises a question though. You can exist in a world, but are you confined to the rules of the game?
I feel like you should be, because if you're
if you're in iRacing, you're basically just living in a car, and forced to race to exist.
We've all done
Kind
it.
of sounds like hell.
This kind of sounds like hell. You're only limited to being at the tracks, though. To be fair, that would be probably your wet dream, Bob Jenkins. I mean, yeah, okay. I'm gonna say yes.
Like if I was trapped in Guitar Hero, for instance, that would be my absolute nightmare.
That would be hell. That would be
actual hell.
Which sucks more because I suck at Guitar Hero. Like, I absolutely suck at Guitar Hero.
Well, it's not just that. You'd be subjected to everyone else as well. Like, you're just trying to sleep, and some asshole's trying to play Mississippi Queen and is missing every note of that solo, and you're just trying to get a bit of sleep. That's not living.
The failed solo haunts my dreams.
Oh, it's Freebird again.
Woo! I reckon as a world that I wouldn't mind living in, I'm probably gonna say something like Mario, the Mario universe, probably, because I wouldn't have to do shit, because there's just a plumber and his little posse who will solve all of my problems, no matter how small.
Are you actually assuming that you wouldn't become a Bowser type character almost instantly?
I'm hoping, yeah. Well, I mean, okay. If we're thinking that, if we're going into the confines of morality,
you don't just get to own a shop that Mario never goes into. You're existing in the world here.
Coins exist on the overworld. You could just go pick them up. You could just, it depends how high I could jump, I suppose.
See, we'll get to this, but I've got something very similar in the worst worlds.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got something. Okay.
Very similar in the worst.
So, yeah.
Because I think with the Mario thing, it's not a bad one. Rogue mushrooms everywhere, Koopas everywhere, but in terms of like general existence, the Mushroom Kingdom doesn't feel terrible.
It does not. Everybody seems to at least have
being kidnapped. You're not that much of a princess type.
What you saying, Willis? Is it because I'm Bob? No one's gonna steal me. Why don't they want me? I just want to be loved and held. Yeah.
So I think, but I mean, the only problem with the Mario world is just navigating it. Trying to traverse it would be a bit of a nightmare.
I could become a cartographer in the Mario world. And do you know how much that would help our little hero and his posse? Quite a firm amount. Oh, okay. Now, I guess the other question, does 2D Mario and 3D Mario take place in separate universes?
Well, I think they've scaled outwards anyway to the point that we know what 3D and 2D are. Like, if you look at Mario Odyssey, which is a 3D world, we can just assume that if you turned 2D Mario sideways, that's what it would look like.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, if we were saying at the oldest iteration of Mario World you'd be living in would be 64.
That's not too bad. I've always wondered why I would look pixelated. Actually, I did do that pixel drawing at some point. Do you reckon it would like exhume my features and just make my head a big rectangle? Or
yes, 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
You'd just be like a beige rectangle. With like a black square at the bottom of it.
Yeah, like a villager in Minecraft. Dead ass built like one of those guys. Yeah.
I was thinking like one of the Bond 64, the GoldenEye kind of character models.
Gorgeous. Or Hagrid from Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone PS1 game.
So now, just to kind of divert a little bit, there's a game called Pop-Up Dungeon, which is really fucking cool. It allows you to actually build like a D&D style game in it. With scenarios and dialogue and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And you can make characters in it, but it's just like it's a front and a back image on a square. And if you make just your face the image, it is an absolute nightmare fuel.
Just stretch it out to the whole. Oh, that's gorgeous.
Like your ears become the arms. It's really weird.
Oh dear.
It's worth doing though.
Oh dear.
Really worth doing. I'll send you some screenshots.
Yeah, so I'm thinking either the world of Mario seems pretty chill. Like it's it's mostly relaxed for the most part. The other trying to think on this one because I didn't come up with a second one before I did this, but I'm trying to. I would probably go insane in Mario. People are too nice. They're just too happy-go-lucky.
I think so. Yeah, I think you'd be responsible for some sort of mushroom revolution at some point.
Yeah, rise against your plumber overlord sort of deal. To be fair, the Fable universe doesn't seem like it sucks that much.
It kind of does though. It's got that feudal England sort of feel about it, where the peasants are proper peasants, and you know.
I guess I'm thinking if I'm not a peasant, if I'm not a little villager peasant in the Fable universe, sure, you seem to be able to do whatever you want without too much repercussion.
I mean, yes, definitely.
It's a different type of world. It's a different type of world.
But then you'd always be worried of an uprising.
This is also true. But if I got hero powers, I could lead that uprising, which kind of leads me to the next one, which is the video game worlds that you don't want to live in. And this was prefaced quite heavily by Gray that we cannot include the likes of Warhammer 40,000, which is completely fair because life there just sucks. Even if it was even if it was something you wanted to exist in, you're not becoming a space marine. Highly unlikely. You're not becoming a psyker. You're going to be little guardsman in the meat grinder. Your first day, you're going to a Tyranid-infested planet. You're getting eaten from the inside out, and not for fun. Anyway, most hated game worlds. Great.
Good start.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
I think there's the obvious is anything made by FromSoft because the worlds don't make sense. No, there's not a single person who isn't completely fucking miserable in them.
Oh, they're all zombies.
Bosses or enemies, or none of them physically make any sense. I have no idea how anyone like copulates and breeds in these environments. I don't know where all these things keep coming from.
I'm going to bring that up after we finish this conversation because that's actually a question that I had about the FromSoft worlds, but not specifically about copulation.
I just think they're just terrifying, but they also are like, they all feel like a limbo anyway. They're an afterlife. So that's where basically. Now, have you ever seen a movie called Risk Cutters?
No.
It's an indie film, quite an older film, like early 2000s film. It's got
the main
actor. I don't know. Shut up. It's got the main actor from Almost Famous in it.
Okay, yeah.
It's about basically this guy is unhappy and he ends himself. But instead of going to like heaven or hell or anything, he goes to another version of Earth that's just like 5% more shit across the board. Like every part of it is just like 5% more shit.
Is that Nick Offerman?
No, younger guy.
No. But there's a dude in a beard.
Oh, Nick Offerman is in it. Yeah,
holy shit!
Like the main character.
Yeah, right.
But
okay,
like,
he looks no different, and it's uncomfortable. Sorry, go ahead.
That's what I imagine FromSoft worlds are like.
Just horrible.
It's just horrible across the board.
Just awful. Yeah.
So I've got a few answers for the worst world. So there's anything by FromSoft, but I think that's such a broad stroke, and I think you could fit anything in like a Souls-like sort of world because they're all designed to be miserable hellscapes.
Yeah.
Super Earth, right? If you are a wealthy person in Super Earth, fantastic, good for you. If you are not a wealthy person in Super Earth, you are going straight to a automaton planet or a Terminid planet.
Once again, you're back in the meat grinder and a big-ass bug's going to eat you from the inside out. It's just Warhammer, but happier?
Warhammer with less propaganda? I think the issue with Super Earth, though, is that they clearly don't care about their Helldivers and they just want
Did you not see all the big signs up in the ships? They clearly care about the Helldivers, Gray. They have so many safety things. They have don't waste your ammo. They clearly care. And I bet you have great health insurance being a Helldiver, at least for your next of kin.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, there's a severance package for your family.
Yeah. They give you a ship.
I got two. So I'm going to give you one more silly one.
Okay.
I'm going to give you my actual answer. And it's going to completely opposite your one.
Okay.
So there's a dystopian hellscape that we've already seen here at 2Beards1Up. Deep south in a cold area where man is forced to cook eggs and cigarettes on a magical frying pan.
Now, I don't know what you think is a bad life, Gray, but that life, my friend, that is good life. Good life when all you have are egg and cigarette.
Could you imagine an existence just walking around some dystopian Antarctica, just cooking cigarettes and spam for people?
I mean, kind of. I mean, I used to work in a pick-packing freezer, so I mean, I kind of know what it's like.
Look, if I had a barbecue station and people just come to me and I'd cook on my station, I'd be okay with that. But I've got to walk around with the magical frying pan.
That's true. That's true. Okay, did it ever talk about what that frying pan was made out of?
No, but some sort of demonic substance, maybe
demonic non-stick. Obsidian. It's an obsidian frying pan. Would obsidian be good for frying? Surely not, right?
Yeah, it'd maintain its heat, all right, I imagine.
It would maintain its heat. If you kept little shards of obsidian poking up at the bottom of it, one, I mean, that would make everything stick to it, but you wouldn't actually have to knife your food. You could just chuck it around in there and the obsidian would do your work for you. Okay, so Arctic eggs, the world there, that's a no-go for you. I see we have differing opinions.
Yeah, like the world that I would like to least live in, the world of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Why?
It's an absolute nightmare to traverse.
True. Okay. Yeah.
You can't drive anywhere because of the spikes. You're going to bust all your tires. Can't walk anywhere because of the loops. So you're kind of surrounded just by like one small area. But you know what's not in those areas? Animals. Any animals of any type, because Dr. Robotnik keeps stealing all the animals.
You don't even have any fauna. You don't even have any fauna to chill with. Right, so Sonic the Hedgehog.
And then after this, let's just imagine you've just busted your fourth pair of tires for the week on some spikes. You are late to work because you can't get around the loop by King Street.
Mm-hmm.
Now you've managed to get into the mines. You've done a hard day's yak, all right? And your boss pays you your 5 gold coins and you take them home to your wife and your kids. And you are so excited that you might be able to eat bread today because you can afford to go to the butchers and the bakers. And you're going to have some ham and eggs and cheese on toast. And it's going to be the best meal of your life. But no, some asshole hedgehog has just broken into your house, stolen your gold coins and fucked off with them. And you can't do a damn thing about it.
I reckon Sonic the Hedgehog should just go for Uber Eats. Imagine the fucking delivery time on that shit. My food would never be cold. It might be a mess. So that's why you just get a halal snack pack. And it's already a mess.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, you know what?
Soups, noodles, halal, max, ramen, all of that stuff is totally fine.
Yeah. As long as it's chaotic. Soup is a chaos. And that is a completely fine delivery form for it. But okay. You know what? I'm sold on, your world for that. Bob Jenkins, I certainly wouldn't want to be a female in Peeping Dorm Manager world. Now, I don't even want to talk about this game. There are some fucking weird games on Steam, man. And some of them are unfortunately bought by my friends because they're weird pornographic games. And it would be funny, apparently, to show people. You know, I don't want to talk about that anymore.
What's not funny though is that after the 5 minutes of laughter in the Discord channel, you can see that they've put another 7 hours in Steam on it.
Yeah. Hey, you didn't buy it for context. Or somebody bought it for you. Did somebody buy it for you? That's even weirder. Hey, bro, you want to see some cartoon boobs on a game? Here you go.
Mom, a pirate. Money for a Steam game.
Oh, is it Fortnite? Yeah. Yeah, sure. My worst world in gaming. I think I'm right with you there with FromSoft because fuck those worlds. Just horrific.
It feels like too easy an answer though, you know?
It does. It does.
The whole thing's designed to be fucking horrendous.
Yep. I feel like Civ would suck. I feel like Civilization in any of the Civ games would suck. Constant war. Continuous, constant war. Even from Gandhi. If you set the right settings, he's a nuclear powerhouse and he will wreck your shit.
Isn't that the weirdest thing?
It's so strange. What a bug. And I'm so glad they never patched it out.
Yeah. How many games and all the world leaders and none of their actual traits are in play?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. In fact, all of the traits got transferred to Gandhi. It's
like when Russia turns to capitalist and tries to get an economic victory. Like, what are you doing?
This is not you. Turn back. Turn back now. I feel like Civ would suck. Dune?
So in order for Civ to be a thing, though, you would have to be an omniscient being that lives through, because a game of civilization takes,
Long time.
10,000, 20,000 years.
Well, time dilation might be a thing if we're talking about living in the Civ universe. I don't know if the time dilation is a thing or not. Frostpunk would really suck. Yeah. That I like the cold. I don't like that sort of cold. That's real cold. And
that's just cold and sad.
It's cold, sad, and now there's child workers, and I'm sure I'm eating sawdust. It's yeah, that probably is climbing there at the top of the charts, or
okay, but we do know that the children, they yearn for the mines. So is it really that miserable in existence if we give them mines to
yearn after,
frolic around in?
Yeah.
No more yearning, Frosty. Those mines are there.
They have the mines now. It is in their tiny little hands. The good thing is the coal looks bigger. I don't know.
Look how much money we save on giant drills by only having medium-sized drills.
We can have 6 medium-sized drills to 1 big one. That is a cost saving. It is money saving, and it is efficient.
That's 6 veins instead of 1. We could send multiple children down those.
Fuck it, Frostpunk's a great world. I think it is the official standing of 2Beards1Up. Frostpunk,
it's a world of possibility.
Good,
I think.
Good one there. Atakane33, what's up, my King Ragnar? I'm guessing. Well, you've got the blonde beard, so I mean.
But you're a Viking, so it's somewhere in the middle.
It's a fusion. It's a fusion. I keep pointing the wrong direction because my camera's around the wrong way. G'day, Atakane. How you doing? Chat. While I'm thinking of worst worlds, what are the worst worlds that you'd like to not like to live in? Because I'm apparently having a very difficult time thinking about it. Doom is another one.
Yeah, Doom is awful.
Doom is awful.
That's just hell. That's
that is just hell.
That is just an interpretation of hell. There's one that I've got it on my list of game worlds that I really like because I really, really fucking like it.
Mm-hmm.
But it
excluding
would be
Warhammer Henna. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
It would be hell to live in, and that's the Sacred Lands.
Sacred Lands. That name rings
Horizon
such a bell.
Zero Dawn.
Oh, right. Yeah. Could you imagine? Right. Okay, because it would be terrifying enough. Here we go. Ark. That would suck. Terrifying enough seeing a dinosaur, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing a dinosaur. Not only an aggressive dinosaur, but a giant robot dinosaur. Because at least for a regular dinosaur, you've got a sharp enough stick, you can stab it. That's not happening with, if you don't know how to make explosives, what are you going to do?
It's true. Now, because the thing is with Sacred Lands is I really, really like the After Earth sort of aesthetic. So humans have disappeared, everything's been overgrown, all that sort of stuff. And Sacred Lands is probably one of the best examples of that in video games. Yeah, giant fucking monsters anyway. Imagine just going let's go have a lovely picnic because it's a nice sunny day, and then mowed down by a sawtooth.
That is a bad Sunday. That is a bad Sunday.
That will really wreck your Sunday.
Sawtooths are for Sundays. Hannah said Monster Hunter is in that same vein too. I feel like for Monster Hunter though, there's a place away from that, right? Because there's.
Yeah, they explicitly go to the monsters.
Yeah,
the monsters aren't just around them.
Yeah, because at this point, you're not the prey. They are. In that, yeah. Y'all describing my job for the past 20 years, but no more. The giant robot dinosaurs. Are you an IT? Because same. And that would be pretty funny. Or are you a mechanic?
I think what Hannah said here is great though. One of the worst worlds in video gaming is definitely the world of Animal Crossing.
Oh, you have Animal Crossing embedded into your fucking your leg though. You're living that nightmare.
It's true. I do have an Animal Crossing tattoo. But more than anything, I already live in a capitalist nightmare where if I want to do anything, I have to either spend all of my bells or borrow bells from a bank. Why would I want to just put at least if I go to the bank and get money, that's a faceless corporation.
He's getting heated. He's getting heated. Let him cook. Let him cook.
I can separate that. But if I've got Tom fucking Nook knocking on my door saying, "Hey buddy, where are my bells?" Fuck you, Tom Nook.
You could
What
punt
a
him,
horrible
though.
existence.
You could punt Tom Nook, I think.
I could, but
an extravagant
I can't imagine what that would do
distance.
to my interest rate.
The cable world, worse visual effects. Visual effects, the world of robotic dinosaurs. God damn. Yeah, I can imagine. Being stuck on an island with a raccoon as a landlord and having to work so hard to evict residents you hate.
Yeah. Yeah, don't people just like turn up on your island and just like be dicks?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I just like, technically you're the lead of like, it's weird that art mimics real life because homeowners associations also suck. You are basically being turned into a homeowners association. Well, I find that quite hilarious that we're making these connections today.
Yeah, what a horrible, horrible world.
I think, yeah, Animal Crossing.
Burn it to the ground.
And you get stung by bees. Like,
Oh, well,
right in the
fuck it.
face. Oh, that sucks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that's the official Hellscape world.
Hellscape world, anything Nintendo, most things Nintendo at least, but specifically any world that involves Tom Nook can fuck off.
No, you're not going to get any arguments from me on that one.
No, 100%. I think we're there. Moving on from that. So as I said, it's been a slow news week, and I have three main things basically to bring up tonight.
Is one of those how to make a chair in Minecraft?
I have four things now. One of the articles I found was how to make a door in Minecraft. So that's cool. Moving on from that.
That shit cracks me up. I said to you today, like I've ranted about this sort of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Game media is it's turned into this weird, like there's legitimate media and there are legitimate journalists who, you know, they look into the companies, they look into the game development, they promote things that are coming, all that sort of stuff. That's great.
And then there's us.
And then there's us who just whinge about shit.
Yeah.
But there's this whole there's kind of like a weird genre of like constant content in game media that has to happen. One of them is basically people just like sprawling through Reddit and waiting for someone to post something cool about a game. Like, someone posts about a bug that like broke a mission or something, and then they'll print an article saying players are breaking this game.
Yeah.
And the whole article will be just because someone posted a thing about it on Reddit.
Yeah, or players spent 223 hours doing a thing, or you know, that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, why are you turning a post on Reddit into a fucking news article?
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
That's part of it. The other one that popped up the other day, and the article was, can you fast travel in Flintlock? And the answer to that question is a single word. It is yes, you can fast travel in Flintlock.
Was the answer in the article yes?
Yes, it was. But the article itself was way fucking longer than it should have been. So it started with, you know, the header.
Yeah.
Then a picture of Flintlock. And then a history of Flintlock, the development, who made it, all that sort of stuff, what the game's about. So 2 paragraphs about the game.
Oh.
Then a paragraph, I shit you not, a paragraph about the history of fast travel in video games.
Did you pay attention to it? What was the first video game you could fast travel in? Was it Arena or Daggerfall?
It didn't have the actual games. It spoke about how like it was introduced first in Metroid, like it was introduced in Metroidvania games, where games were designed to go back to the beginning and forward again. It became popular in open world games, and it started giving some examples like Assassin's Creed and Grand Theft Auto.
Right.
And then it had like almost like a tagline at the bottom of it. It's like, yes, in Flintlock, you can fast travel using these things. And that was it. That was the whole fucking...
A whole biopic, and then it's like, but yes. Really
and
quick.
Someone had post on that and said, you know, I'm going to call my parents and tell them that I did a good job.
Yeah, I'm going to call my parents, and I posted on Game News website today. I've got my article. Come view it. Quick history of fast travel. In this sense, its clearest and most direct ancestor in widespread video game understanding is likely the Moon Gates of Ultima, first appearing in the year 1983 with Ultima 3. So that is probably the first one.
Well done.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
Quick little history of fast travel there.
So now that we know how to build a chair in Minecraft, what are your other three things?
Actually, I did actually have something else that because we were talking about FromSoft, and I got distracted by the door. So in FromSoft, you ask about how things like, because they're so big and like weird looking, and like how do they copulate, how do they do all this sort of shit. Now, a big question on the internet, because I try to Google this all the time to see if we've got a concrete good answer for it, and we never do because people stopped asking because it stopped becoming interesting to them. But it stayed interesting to me, is why are things big? Right? So in FromSoft worlds, why things big? Is it to do with like their power level, the power of their soul? Is it because they're demigod entities? Is it
No,
no?
it's none of that.
Is it
It's the goldfish? It's the goldfish theory.
the goldfish theory?
Yep. Give a goldfish enough space and food, and it'll become as large as it possibly can. Confine its space and its food, and it'll only become whatever size it is.
I got a big house gray, and I don't think that worked.
Well, you're not living in a FromSoft world.
Damn it. That's a fair point. Well, as we know, it could get to that point. It's difficult to say.
And at which point you will become quite large.
Oh.
Yes.
Fuck yes. Thank you, Miyazaki. But like, yeah, my big cue for that is people have also pointed out that because it could possibly be like an extravagant retelling of the tale handed down between firekeepers and and maidens and all that sort of stuff. So they've retold it as the characters are bigger and fiercer and more powerful, and they were brought down by the blah blah blah. Or what we see is everybody is actually somewhat normal size, and it's just a gameplay mechanic. Is the other logical answer for that, so that you can see the moves and whatnot. I kind of subscribe to the idea of like the more powerful your soul, the bigger you got, or something like that. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
I mean, I think I like the idea of like an internal power level that causes you to become larger or whatever.
Lord.
But it definitely doesn't track with FromSoft, because you get like end bosses or end game bosses who are like relatively human size are just really fucking strong.
That's a fair point. But their swords are big, so all the soul is going into the sword.
That's true.
I like this one from Cable World, pointing randomly at ancient Egyptian wall art. Big equals importante. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. So yeah, I don't know.
I just think they're goldfish. I just think that some things don't know when to stop eating, and they just keep getting bigger.
I mean, when you first find Radon, he's eating.
Yeah.
This is a big
I think
boy.
his horse is the only thing he hasn't eaten.
Which, oh man, that's such a fucking wholesome tale of why his horse is all like that, and he's riding it that way. He mastered gravity magic so that he never had to be away from his little horse. I think that is so fucking cool, and I love that. Now, there's a good meme regarding his horse versus Torrent, and that is, Torrent, I've fallen from 15 feet. Sorry, gotta die now. And then it's Radon with the Chad face and his horse with the Chad face, and he's like, get ready to kinetically strike from orbit. And the horse is like, yes, my general. Okay.
Nothing makes sense in the FromSoft worlds.
No, not at all, and it doesn't have to, because there are little bits of lore that are scattered across the I'm not going to go into that meme again.
It's not like there's a story or anything.
No, definitely not. It's pieced together for, gravity magic for the win, Daz. Gravity magic for the win. So, my first little bit of my slow news week, I'm amazed that I've been able to just kind of stretch this out to such a...
Good for you.
Yeah, good for Tim. After 19 years, the Xbox 360 store shuts down for good.
Yeah.
Now, as sad as this is for me, I've not touched the 360 store since getting not a 360. And...
yeah.
The Series X and everything, Xbox One, backwards compatibility out the ass. So basically, it's the the Jeremy Clarkson meme where it's, oh no. Anyway,
yeah. I'm not a big retro gamer. I
don't call the 360 retro. Don't do that. Don't do that.
2 generations.
It's not.
Old.
No,
it's technically retro.
No, it's not. Why do you always have to make a good thing bad?
I'm not a fan of going backwards in generations and playing older games.
Right. Okay.
I Yeah, I don't know what it is, but like I get quite easily put off by lesser graphics and gameplay mechanics.
Oh, here we go. The graphics
games,
make the game. It's not about story. It's how good it looks and can my 3090 run it. Sorry.
But yeah. So anyway, I there's only a handful of games that I do wish I could still play that are from the 360 that they didn't do anything with and they just let die with the 360.
Mm-hmm.
Civilization Revolutions, which was like my ultimate chill out game.
I've said this before and I keep interrupting you. I've said it multiple times. RTS games did not belong on console. I still believe that.
It didn't, but this was not really an RTS game. Well, one, it was turn based, but it was also like it was just dumbed down enough to be manageable on a controller. You didn't have to do anything specific. You just build your units and you moved on with your day.
Mm-hmm.
So that game was fucking awesome. And like, if I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to watch a movie and chill out, that sort of thing, and second screen something, Civ Revolutions would be that game.
Do you know they made Command and Conquer on console? Like Kane's Wrath, Tiberium Wars on console.
Way too complex
Yuck.
console.
Yuck.
Nah.
Apparently Age of Empires was too, right?
No, you can't play that shit on console.
No, 100%.
Second game was called Guardian Heroes. Now, Guardian Heroes was actually originally a Sega Saturn game,
right?
Which got ported to the Xbox 360. It was a party-based side-scroller pick-a-path game. But holy shit, it was awesome.
This does look pretty cool.
So fucking rad. Me and my brother played it to death on the Sega Saturn. And I played a stack of it on the 360 as well.
Now, it looks stylized enough that it is, like, at least for one of the screenshots that I'm seeing, it looks stylized enough that it's kind of timeless.
You could upscale it comfortably without it looking weird and awkward.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, cool.
The combat, every player had, like, a vastly different combat style. It was really cool. And
was it real-time combat?
It was beat 'em up. It was a
it was beat 'em up. Right, yeah.
You could become so unbelievably powerful.
Having flashbacks to Muck.
So, and the third game, which is, in my opinion, the greatest travesty that ever befell the 360, Lost Odyssey. I wish I could
elaborate on that. You're gonna elaborate?
So disappointed about it anyways. I don't know if I want to.
No, come on. Go ahead.
Lost Odyssey was fucking awesome. If you're into JRPGs, it was one of the best.
I'm not hugely into JRPGs. Like, I don't hate them. Like, I just don't go out of my way to try and enjoy them. I did like I think it was called The Last Remnant. Yeah, that was kind of fun. I mean, it was basically Final Fantasy. And the Lost Odyssey was made by the original Final Fantasy team, the original creator, and they got Nobuo Uematsu to do the soundtrack. The original cool.
Genius
Okay,
that.
You're right.
It was a really fucking good
so
game.
So this is basically
360, and they never ported it elsewhere. They never make it backwards compatible on the One or the Series X, whatever's. They just left it alone on the 360 to die. And
that's kind of stinky.
Absolute shame.
Yeah,
real shame. There are PC ports that are like ripped emulations and stuff.
They'll be broke as.
Yeah,
those would be
garbage.
Broken as. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't care that much that the 360 store is shut down. Like I said, I haven't touched it for God knows how long. It's probably sad for retro gamers, as you put it. It's probably sad for that, for sure. My next bit of news involves no spoilers. As a Marvel fan, people will hear me say Marvel. I'm not spoiling anything, so just it's chill out. You're fine. Robert Downey Jr. announced as Dr. Doom. I have strong feelings on this.
Tell me your strong feelings, Tim.
Shit casting. Absolute terrible. Like, fucking.
Till he's 90.
Give me a Henry Cavill Dr. Doom. Give me a fucking Henry Cavill Dr. Doom. I think he would be brilliant.
So, I don't know shit all about the comics.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
My understanding is that there is a relationship between Stark and Doom in
Oh,
the comics?
There's a relationship between every
One
single
becomes
character.
the other or something or other?
No. No.
No?
No. No.
Yeah, okay.
No, it just, yeah.
Look, I appreciate Cavill from afar.
Hmm.
I think Cavill as Man of Steel was perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't like him enough to want to push him into the MCU. Plus, he's already got the DC stink about him anyway.
Yeah, that's fair.
He has a habit of being part of ruined franchises.
I don't think that's his fault. I think he's well, I don't think that's his fault in a bad way. I don't think that's his fault in a bad way because I'm a bit of an actually guy. And
Really?
Henry Cavill's a bit of an actually guy. And that's why I have great faith that the Warhammer series that he's producing is going to do very well. And there's been fake news articles coming out about him parting ways all the time and shit like that, but, never confirmed. Great Geralt of Rivia.
It was a great Geralt, yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
Unfortunately, due to shitty writing and shitty attempted adaptations, so this has
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, so let's go this then and chat as well. You can participate. Who hasn't been in the MCU in any way already could have been cast for Doctor Doom?
Danny
Victor
DeVito.
Von Doom. Danny DeVito would not make a good Victor Von Doom. Victor Von Doom is a tall, muscular, slender man.
Yeah, Danny DeVito.
Definitely Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Who hasn't been in the MCU?
I'll give you a couple.
Okay.
And the one that's going around that I definitely agree with is Cillian Murphy.
If he put on a bit more poundage, like a little bit more, just a tiny bit, fill out the face, I think you're quite spot on there. I really like that. Comment here from the resupply, Steven Seagal.
100%. 100%. He could whip out into a blues guitar solo midway through the movie.
Oh, gorgeous. Cillian Murphy is a good one. That's a real good one. Why didn't I think about that?
The one that I would have liked to see, and someone I want to see in these sort of movies anyway, because I think he's fucking awesome, is Matt Bomer.
Which one's Matt Bomer?
Now, Matt Bomer was in he was in White Collar.
This Matt Bomer. Yeah.
Collar.
Oh, he was in Magic Mike XXL.
I thought you'd recognize him.
Yeah.
He was also
I never figured a bulge.
He was in Doom Patrol as well. He was the man in Tommy Wiseau.
I don't even have a Dr. Doom quote off the top of my head to hang on, Dr. Doom quotes. Let's just.
Oh, hi, Avengers.
Yeah. I require additional power. Doom shall assist you because Doom wills it. Anyway, I think you're onto something.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Fuck all these other names. Tommy Wiseau.
Replace everyone except for J.K. Simmons in the MCU with Tommy Wiseau. But keep J.K. Simmons.
Can you imagine... Just, I can't imagine what they're paying Robert Downey Jr. to do Doctor Doom, but Tommy Wiseau would be at least half of that.
Yeah, he would. And he doesn't even have to, because most of the time outside of that, you're tearing me apart, Vision. Fuck. Gold. Okay, Tommy Wiseau. As Doctor Doom, that's a great one. Cillian Murphy though, real good, real good.
Would be great.
That would be great. Yeah.
Yeah. I just unless there is a link where Stark becomes Doctor Doom, or unless there is actually a thing canonically where it is the same person. I think it's weird that they're putting someone as iconic as Robert Downey Jr. back into the MCU as a completely different character.
As somebody else, yeah.
In another Avengers film as well. It's not like, we had Chris Evans, who did obviously the Fantastic Four and then became Captain America 5 or 6 years later.
Yeah.
I think because those are different universes, they weren't even related. But this is the Avengers movies are following on from Endgame and all that sort of stuff. It's the same fucking canon. And then you got the an actor doing the same thing.
Well, because it's all
I find
pointing
it weird.
towards the a central world at this point. Oh, fucking Michael Fassbender. Michael Fassbender. He's quite a chiseled chiseled
But
fella.
he's also been Magneto.
Shit.
This is the problem because I ran through this. I ran through a bit of brain experiments. All right, when I was talking to Gibbo about this, because Gibbo is all in on it. He's fucking stoked. And he pointed me towards some of the canon in which these two do collide. But I was like, surely there's other actors, and I kept thinking of like other great actors who could do this role. I was like, no, they've all actually been. MCU has had some fucking actors.
Yeah, man. Shit. Okay. What about? Nah. I'm out of other ideas. Cillian Murphy, I think, would have been a great choice. A great choice.
The only other person I could think of would be Anthony Starr. You know who Anthony Starr is, right?
Yeah, but like
the greatest comic book villain all. Christopher Lloyd would have been awesome. Christopher Lloyd would have been awesome.
I don't know about Mr. Starr. I don't. Oh, don't get me wrong. Love him as an actor. Love him as an actor. I just don't know if he's Doom-esque. I don't know if he could be like quietly terrifying. If you know what I mean.
Homelander is quietly terrifying.
Homelander's not quietly. He's not quietly terrifying.
Homelander at all times is on the absolute precipice of blasting someone's fucking
he's
head
not
off.
He's only quietly terrifying because you know that he will blast somebody's head off, you know. What I mean
a villain does,
quietly threatening. Like, you can be firm but threatening. He is just a bit of a loose cannon with too much of like a snarky remark sort of. No.
Yeah, okay, I get you.
What I'm talking about is like, I don't know, a certain je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've missed the opportunity with The Rock, obviously.
Oh yeah, great Dr. Doom. Good evening, Troyetta. How you doing? This leads me into a question about all this, actually.
Paul Dano is a great call.
What?
Jesus Christ, Paul Dano is a great call.
Yeah, so my question about this, what are some casting roles that you think were horrendously botched? Now, mine so far has been everything in the Borderlands trailers. Everything to do with that, terrible. Apart from Jack Black as Claptrap, that makes a lot of sense. But everything else about that, as much as I love Jamie Lee Curtis, Blanche, it's just, nah.
What casting has been absolutely botched?
The other thing of that is if you can think of what casting seems not to have made sense, but ended up in like them being the most iconic version or only version of that character. E.g., Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. And the reason for that is he is over a foot taller than Wolverine is in the comics.
I don't think that's the problem. No, I think no one took him seriously as an action star because he'd only really done like musicals and lighthearted stuff at that point.
Yeah.
He hadn't like the original Wolverine. No, everyone was just like, who the fuck is this random Australian?
Yeah.
To play
this
one
random
of the most
Aussie
iconic superheroes.
Yeah.
But then, like, he
strange.
became an absolute fucking monster.
Yeah, well, because like I've actually written down a little line about this. Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, because famously Wolverine is a short king, and Hugh Jackman is a huge jacked man.
Yeah.
Thanks for laughing, Gray. One more for Doom. Jeremy Allen White from The Bear. Tom Cruise should never have played Jack Reacher. Yeah.
Tom Cruise and Jack Reacher is weird. I think Jeremy Allen White for Doom would be great.
Yeah.
Actually, on casting that I thought was weird but worked out fucking awesomely was the entire casting for the Iron Claw, including Jeremy Allen White. Zac Efron somehow has become like a phenomenal actor / movie star.
He was always a phenomenal actor. Unfortunately, just with that shall not be named.
Yeah, but like the casting of Iron Claw with him and Jeremy Allen White was fucking awesome. And man, Jeremy Allen White got huge. He got bulked as shit for that movie.
I always forget how fucking jacked old mate got. Zac Efron. Yeah, I always forget.
He's definitely on the hormones. There's no way that any of that's new.
All of them are. There's like all of them. except for maybe that one guy that is not that big that I do not know the name of there. But Zac Efron, massive. Like, and yeah, all of them are on it. Natty bro.
Natty bro.
And naturally, he finished his set.